Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. On this episode of Build Your Own, we're going to build, price, and option a 2020 BMW X3 M Competition, as well as learn about the features and other configurations. Before we do, however, I just want to remind you that if you find this build and price review helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. The 2020 BMW X3 M Competition boasts a useful trunk and 503 horsepower. Other compact luxury SUVs let you get your small family to soccer practice in comfort, but the X3M is about getting your family to 60 miles an hour in 4 seconds. The turbocharged inline-six found under the X3M's hood is a variant of the new M340i sedan's engine. It's been worked over to produce 473 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque in the standard X3M and 503 horsepower in the X3M Competition. That's enough to get the slow version from 0 to 60 miles an hour in a claimed 4.1 seconds and the Competition to 60 miles an hour in 4 seconds flat. Top speed is limited to 174 miles an hour in the M and 177 miles an hour in the Competition model. To handle that power, the 2020 BMW X3 M Competition comes standard with all-wheel drive, and if you're feeling saucy, the front-rear power bias can be adjusted rearward by the driver. BMW points out that this enables controlled drifts, a feature that you and your family are sure to enjoy. Both versions use an 8-speed automatic, and both have an active dual exhaust system that can open up to provide more sound when you want it. Inside the 2020 BMW X3M, you'll find leather-wrapped sport buckets and aluminum trim. Upgrade to the Competition and you get premium leather in multiple color choices, or you can upgrade to simulated suede. For those times when you're cornering too hard for the seat bolsters to keep you in place on their own, the X3M comes standard with knee cushions on the center console. BMW offers further interior trim options via the BMW individual line. Standard items include adaptive LED headlights, Apple CarPlay, satellite radio and navigation, and several active safety features: adaptive cruise, automatic parking, heated seats, a head-up display, wireless charging, Wi-Fi, and gesture control are available as add-ons. Both the gauge cluster and head-up display have been tailored to the X3M with unique content, including a shift indicator. Okay, let's jump into this build and price review of the 2020 BMW X3 M Competition. First thing we're going to do here is check out the exterior colors. The exterior color that is being shown right now is Alpine White. Oh, we can do a virtual walk around of the exterior of the X3M Competition, which is being shown. They say so right here. Let's look at the next color. Is Tornado Red Metallic. Actually, that's kind of cool. The red is actually kind of cool. There's Donington Gray Metallic. There's Sunstone Metallic. That means it has metal flake in it, like under the sunlight. The metallic, that's what that means. Let's just say blue. It's blue metallic. There's dark graphite metallic, and then there's going to be a black sapphire metallic. We can see down here, I already went over in the intro, the X3M in standard trim makes 473 horsepower, and it does 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. The X3M Competition, which is what we're going to build in price on the review here today, makes 503 horsepower. And for that extra 30 horsepower, you shave off a tenth of a second for your 0 to 60. So now you can do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat. Let's check out the gallery for the X3M. So we can look at the exterior images and look at the interior photos and all that. So it's already got us on exterior, so let's start there and go through all the exterior photos. The BMW X3M and, of course, the X3M Competition, they are expensive. We'll get to the MSRP and the price here in a second. We haven't seen it yet, but we surely will here in a little bit. They're very expensive, and obviously, do you need a car or an SUV like this? Of course you don't. You get something like this simply because you can, and you want to, and you really enjoy automobile driving and the whole experience there. That's why you own something like this, I think, anyway. Okay, let's move on to some regular photos. Now, we're not going to really read the little snippet of information that they put down here at the bottom of each photo. Why? Because we're going to actually go through the features here after we go through the gallery. We just want to check out how beautiful this vehicle looks like, these adaptive LED headlights, and they're just gorgeous. And the design is just beautiful. Yeah, the first ever X3M. It took them a while to get around to it. I like the size of the X3, and so with it having an M version, a true M version, it's very attractive. The wheels are gorgeous. The SUV is just very attractive. Here they're showing these little movies. They just showed it off-road. Now it's on-road, up the hills, over the mountains, through the woods, all that there. X3 Competition, they say, has a special touch with the kidney grills because they got a high gloss black finish. Very aggressive looking SUV. They talk about a panoramic sunroof. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, they're showing the X3M here, and then there's the X4M over on the right with the coupe-like roofline. Here they're talking about the aggressive aesthetic. And yeah, this vehicle looks aggressive. The X3M, whether it's a competition or the regular variant, looks aggressive in at any angle. The wheels are just gorgeous. They're 21-inch wheels. They call them MV spoke, and they're orbit gray. They are nice. Look at the seats. They are spectacular. They are spectacular. Interior, look at this, second to none as far as I'm concerned. The steering wheel, super chunky. You got your heads-up display. You've got your infotainment here. BMW is the best in the business as far as I'm concerned, almost, really, with the infotainment. They're the ones that came out with all this iDrive kind of stuff, way back in like the early 2000s. Here we can see that it's got the Harman Kardon sound system over here. I can see it on the A-pillar on the door there. But I'm sure you can upgrade to a Bang & Olufsen or a Bowers & Wilkins or something like that. Love the sport pedals. The dead pedal looks great. The brake pedal is attractive. The gas pedal is attractive. The shifter looks good. Love the carbon fiber on the dashboard. And then down here they're showing the engine, the power plant that came from the M340i xDrive sedan, which I actually did do a build and price review on. So if you're interested in knowing about that sedan and that motor a little bit more, just because, I'll go ahead and put a link up in the corner right now. Here they're showing the special kind of cool seats you can get when you have the X3 M Competition, which we're going to build and price. Look at the ambient lighting on the door there, above and below the carbon fiber trim. Looks great. Nice shot of the carbon fiber. Look at the special M2 button. Very attractive. Very attractive. Look at the 8-speed automatic gearbox. The shifter is gorgeous. The iDrive controller, it looks like it's always looked, but it's still very attractive. Look at the accent stitching on the seats. This vehicle is just all dialed in. Yeah, it's going to be very expensive, but who cares? Look at the 12.3-inch standard digital instrument cluster. Standard for this vehicle. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. How many more photos we got here? Just a couple more. Here's the 10.25-inch screen for the standard navigation, real-time traffic, and the X3M Competition's door sills. Very cool. Are they illuminated? They don't say. They look like they might be. We could be hopeful. Oh, yeah, here. Look, it tells you right here. Yeah, that Harman Kardon system that I was pointing out, it's got 16 speakers and 600 watts of power. So maybe there is an upgrade on the stereo. Maybe there isn't. And if there isn't, boy, it doesn't sound like you're going to be missing anything. The Harman Kardon sounds like it's dialed in. Dialed in. So, okay, I think we've gone through all the gallery photos, interior, exterior. Let's move on, find out about some features. Like maybe this adaptive M suspension is what gives this X3M its agility. And then it's got a sport mode and a comfort mode, and there's a dynamic driving, and it's got improved damper tuning. So yeah, it's got a suspension under it that's all about performance, but yeah, you can set it to sport or comfort, and comfort's not going to be super comfortable, but it's going to, absorb those bumps in the road a little better. So here they're talking about that M Sport exhaust. And what's cool about the M Sport exhaust is that it's an active exhaust system. It amplifies the sound of that 6-cylinder engine. And if you get the X3M Competition, your exhaust tips are black. And BMW kind of does that when they do their competition, whether you have an M5 competition, an M6 competition. That's when they start blacking out things, when you get the competition version. So it's no surprise that the X3M competition has black on the kidney grille, right? The kidney grille, it has a gloss black trim. And then, of course, the exhaust tips have black chrome on them instead of like just, I guess, the regular polished tips. So here we've got a few features here. They're talking about the X Drive. So X Drive, that's what BMW calls all-wheel drive. And for the X3M competition, this system works in tandem with the dynamic stability control and the active M differential to maximize traction. So you can switch to four-wheel drive sport, or let me scroll down a little bit here. You can switch to four-wheel drive sport to intensify performance and increase control. So then they've got what? They've got the M active differential. What does that tell us? Exceptional traction, optimize agility, improve handling. That's what your M differential is going to give you. And then we've got our M Sport brakes, right? They look beautiful. You've got your cross drill rotors. You've got your blue calipers, and they're bigger. They're maximum braking performance, maximum cooling with the cross drill rotors. And then what do we have here? We have the Sport transmission with a gorgeous shifter, I might add. That Sport transmission, it's an 8-speed transmission. They say it's got precise instantaneous shifts, whether you choose to have it do it in automatic mode or manual mode. So yeah, there's a drive logic button, so you can adjust the shift characteristics and all that there. So yeah, definitely a performance vehicle, right? Yeah, it happens to be wrapped in an SUV body, but certainly a performance vehicle nonetheless. So what's this here? Active driving assist. Stay in control of the X3M with the standard active driving assist. Includes lane departure warning, frontal collision warning, city collision mitigation, and some more stuff. That panoramic sunroof that we saw in the gallery, that is optional, right? The optional enlarged panoramic moonroof. Okay, so I guess there's a standard one, and then you can get an optional enlarged panoramic moonroof. Okay, so that's that there. We got to look at that head-up display again. Why? Because if you watch this channel, you know that I love digital speedometers, and I love head-up displays. And if you also watch this channel, you also know that I frequently will say that I think, and this is in other videos with other cars, that I'll say I think BMW has the best head-up display in the business. I think Audi has the best virtual instrument cluster, and I think BMW has the best head-up display. If you don't know these things and you'd like to know all these riveting facts, then make sure you subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down here. Like I was going to say, though, because I got sidetracked, so this head-up display, what does it tell you? It gives you speed, navigation information, rev counter, shift light, current gear, projected directly on the windshield so you can keep moving forward by keeping your eyes on the road. I really like that it tells you what current gear you're in. I guess that's if you're in manual mode, and maybe even if you're not in manual mode, it tells you what gear you're in. I think that's cool one way or the other. Yeah, let's move on. We didn't talk pricing, did we? Nope, we sure didn't. So your standard, and I guess the price isn't really actually that bad, I suppose, but I guess it all depends on who you're talking to. So the standard 2020 BMW X3M starts at $69,900. The 2020 BMW X3M Competition starts at $76,900. So, you know, a $7,000 bump for the X3M Competition. Okay, let's check the specifications, some quick specifications on our 2020 BMW X3M Competition, and then we will jump to our build your own, our build and price. We'll get ready to do that here in just a second. Okay, so let's talk about some engine specifications. So 3-liter 6-cylinder engine, makes 503 horsepower. It makes 503 horsepower, the competition does, and it still makes that same 442 pound-feet of torque as the regular M does, but it does it between 2,600 RPM and 5,950 RPM. Not bad. Let's move down. Fuel consumption. Fuel consumption is 16 miles to the gallon combined. We get 14 miles to the gallon on the highway and we get 19 miles to the gallon. Sorry, 14 miles to the gallon in the city, 19 miles to the gallon on the highway. Fuel tank capacity 17.2 gallons. Top speed 177 miles an hour. 0 to 60 4.4 seconds flat. We've got 21 by 10 tires in the back, 21 by 9.5 in the front. Let's see, payload is 840 pounds you can carry in this vehicle. Curb weight 4,620 pounds. Length 186.2 inches. Width 74.7 inches. Height 65.7 inches. Surely I've missed a few things, but you could always pause the video so you can catch those things that I did miss or that I just chose not to mention. Maybe I didn't miss them, maybe I just chose not to mention them. Headroom up front, front and rear actually. Headroom is 41.1 inches. Leg room in the front 40.4 inches. Leg room in the rear 36.4. Shoulder room is actually nice in the front, 57.6. That's nice shoulder room. In the rear, still nice shoulder room, 56 inches. Okay, we checked some specs. We learned about some features. We went through the gallery. We did all of that. We looked at the exterior colors. Now, let's go do our build and price. Okay, so here we are. We are at the colors here. I usually am partial to the Alpine White, but I will try to. I do kind of like the Tornado Red Metallic. It's kind of interesting. Maybe I might get tired of that color, but it looks kind of cool. I'm just going to do Tornado Red Metallic. But let's take a look at the Sunstone Metallic actually too. The Sunstone Metallic is actually pretty nice. Let's do the Sunstone Metallic. It's basically a $2,000 paint upgrade. Let's do that. Let's move on to wheels. Looks like there's only one wheel option, and it's the local favorite, and that's what we got. And they're performance non-run flat tires. We're sitting at, and it's the preferred option in my area, but they don't know my area because I never entered my zip code. At any rate, let's move on to upholstery and interior. I'm okay with the all black extended leather. I'm okay with that. I can keep that simple. Let's just do the black extended leather. Next is the trim. So that's going to be your what? Your wood, your carbon fiber, your aluminum, all that. I like the carbon fiber, and that's what it's already selected. So let's move on. Let's go on to options next. What do we got for options? Is the executive package. Says see all 8 features of the executive package. You get front and rear heated seats, parking assistance plus, heated steering wheel, wireless charging, Wi-Fi hotspot, gesture control, head-up display. There you go. Rear manual side shades, panoramic roof. Basically $4,000. Let's go ahead and grab that. I think that's a smart buy. Additional packages. The driver assistance plus package. I can already say no to that. Let's take a look at the rest of these options. Front ventilated seats. I'm all right with that. Mobility kit. M Drivers Package. What's the M Drivers Package all about? Oh, that takes you to the BMW Performance Driving Center so you can learn how to drive your vehicle. You know what? I'll take a pass on that. I'll go ahead and take a pass on that. And let's move on to the summary. Yeah, you know what? Here we are. We're sitting at $82,750. We started at $76,900. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. I think this vehicle is very beautiful. Yeah, it's not cheap, and you can probably get 8/10 of this vehicle for probably 3/4 of the price from another manufacturer. But it's not about that. It's not about that. You don't get this car because you don't understand what I'm saying. You get this because you want this, not because you're trying to find a bargain or something else like that. So yeah, love this car. I like to call this color champagne. But or Moonstone Metallic, which is what it reminds me of, an older color BMW used to make. Love the car. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you found this review helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I'm going to tell you to have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the very next